Hey everyone, welcome back to Topher Drives. You join Emily and I today in Calabasas, California, where we have been spending our week with this 2024 Volvo S60 T8 plug-in hybrid. And I apologize for the highway noise. We're gonna try and make this walk around pretty quick. So we spent the last 6 days with this car, and I figured before we even left our beautiful hotel today, we would give you a little bit of insight on what it's been like to live with this car. Now, I have another video on another Volvo S60 T8, just like this one on the channel, that's a bit more of an in-depth review, driving dynamics, things like that. And if you're really curious to learn about the car in that way, go ahead, go back to that video. I'll link it down in the description. It was from April of last year, but essentially this is the same car. It's a model year newer. It doesn't have the black appearance pack like the other car had, but let's go over just a couple of basics on this. So Volvo S60 T8 Recharge, it is powered by a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and an electric motor. This is an all-wheel drive car. Combined power output from both sources, 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. Power, of course, sent to all 4 wheels via an 8-speed automatic, and this thing is properly quick. I forgot how quick these were. I mean, it's been almost a year since I've driven one, and we were merging on the highway yesterday, and I was like, holy crap, this thing rips. I was like not expecting the oomph from this car, but I love a good plug-in hybrid that packs a punch, and this one certainly does. Now, I love Volvos. I love the S60 particularly, and people always ask me, if money were no object, what would your daily driver be? And I always say a Volvo. Maybe an S60, maybe a V60. They all kind of drive the same, so not really too big of a difference on that front. So we picked up this car from LAX. The trunk fit all of our luggage perfectly. Volvo also gives you a level 1 charging cable to come with your T8. Not much going on under here. Of course, this is a plug-in, so we don't have a spare tire or anything, just lots of batteries and a goop kit to fix your tire if you get a flat. A little toolkit there as well. No power trunk on this particular car. I want to say the black one I was driving did have a power trunk. 235/40R19 Pirelli P0 tires with these kind of wacky thick spoke wheels. I think they look kind of neat. They almost look like wheels off of a concept car. I dig them. Here is your charge port, and I do have the car running in charge mode right now because we don't have a great situation for charging out here at the hotel. There are actually some charging stations over there, but you're not allowed to park at them overnight, which is understandable. So I'm running on like 1 mile of electric range, and I did want to show you guys some of the electric driving with this car. So hopefully this is building some range. Oh, actually, I have 0 miles, so hopefully that builds a little bit of range before we take off. Let's take a quick look under the hood. Volvo always hides their hood release. So here it is, and we have this foam engine cover covering our 2-liter. Got some hybrid tech over here, all of the orange cables and things. And look at the angle at which this hood opens. It opens so high. So, nothing really to see under here. The Polestar cars get Öhlins adjustable dampers, which is really cool. But this car is not a Polestar, so we don't have any of that going on. Oh, let's get this shut. Nice solid hood shut. Let's get in the car. I'm gonna start in the back seat. I just want to show that real quick. But apologize for the loudness of, what is that the 405 right there? Yeah. If anything, this will be a good test of the sound deadening inside the Volvo. Let's see.
It is silent.
It's pretty dang quiet in here, huh?
I can't hear a single bit of that.
In this car, we have the wool blend interior. I love something different in a car. I love a wool kind of cloth blend, and Volvo does a great job. We had an XC90 last year that had this same interior, and I am just such a big fan of it. The only other manufacturer I think that does a wool blend is BMW with the new 7 Series. So it's cool to see it in a car that's priced just a little bit cheaper than the movie theater on wheels. We have this fold-down armrest, cup holders. Legroom back here is pretty good. Sat behind myself at 5'11". I've got plenty of room. Plenty of headroom as well. We've got a sunroof on this car, black headliner, and yeah.
It's pretty cozy.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to hop up front. Really nice feeling door handles. Just a nice car, and I always struggle to kind of put it into words why I like Volvos so much, but it's almost the stealth wealth. It's the mature concept of this car that is just so classy, so sophisticated, and it's just a good look, man. Yeah, I love this car. Let's hop in, let's take it for a drive. We don't have too long of a drive today, actually. It's only about 18 minutes. I've got my heated steering wheel going already. That stayed on from yesterday. So this is pretty much top of the line for the S60. We have the crystal shift knob. We have the Bowers & Wilkins sound system, which is like a $4,000 option, but I always like to joke and say it's a $60,000 sound system with a free car attached. It is that good, and I think that it ranks above literally everything else. I mean, apart from like maybe some of the Rolls-Royce bespoke audio systems, but for the greenhouse, for the room that they've had to work with in here, I was waiting to do that really satisfying wipe to get all the rainwater off.
A rainy California day.
I know, what the heck? We leave Michigan, and then we come here and it's raining.
Yeah, it has been sunny most of the trip.
Yeah, that's true. I shouldn't complain. So we're headed down to Malibu for a bit of lunch, and this is the parking garage. It's only an 18-minute drive, but it looks like it's going to be kind of like a fun little canyon road, and we'll talk about what this thing has been like to live with this week. We are in charge mode. We'll also be able to, I think, get a little bit of regen going down the hill. Since we're in Calabasas, we're kind of up in the mountains, and we're going to be going down to the coast in Malibu. One thing I love about this S60 is we have the newest version of CarPlay, which shows you your map on the cluster. So I really don't even need to have it going on over here, but we'll have it in 2 places today. We've got a nice backup camera. One thing I don't like actually is that you have to prompt the car to go into its 360 camera. Not too big of a deal, especially for a car this small. I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but I would like both of them to pop up at the same time. Push down once puts you into drive, 2 times puts you into B mode. We have our regen and also a manual shifting option. All right, we're actually going to take this out of charge mode. I'm just going to put us into auto. That will shut off our petrol 2-liter. And we are rolling now in just EV mode. You can hear that gas motor kicking in. Another thing that I absolutely love about this Volvo S60 is that even though it's a plug-in hybrid, you can fully one-pedal drive this thing when you're in B mode, and I don't know of any other plugins that you can do that with. I'm sure you all will correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that, but the one that does it the best, certainly this Volvo, and I mean, there are even some EVs that you can't fully one-pedal drive, so it's really nice and refreshing to have that simplicity here in the S60. Got a number of different controls here in our driving menu. You guys saw a couple of them earlier with our hybrid modes and our drive modes. But at the bottom we have creep, which is the one-pedal drive feature. I've got that turned on, which in a sense is creep turned off because the car won't creep. And then you also have a mode to adjust your steering feel. I really like the light steering feel of Volvos, how they are standard. But if you want to firm it up for a canyon road or something, you are able to do that there. Let's put our wipers on auto. Do their thing. What do you think from a passenger perspective this week?
This car has been so comfortable.
Yeah.
And I know I say that with almost every car that I've driven, but it genuinely has. I mean, we've done some long miles in this driving from Orange County up here, and it's been nice. It's been really nice.
Yeah.
I like that my passenger seat, I like to sit higher, and I know some people get a little irritated by that, but I like that this seat, I can move it all the way up just like sit in the ceiling if I want to.
Yeah, and also it has a memory passenger seat.
It does, which is lovely.
So lots of different adjustments over there. I'm gonna ease off the accelerator here. I'm gonna have to give it just a dab of brake, and then we can let back off the brake and the car will bring itself to a stop. I love that. This is just one of those cars. It's very serene, and Volvos kind of fly under the radar. Before I drove a Volvo for the first time, it was never a car that I really considered. And the TheTopher and Charlie from Daily Motor always talked so highly of Volvos, and I never really quite understood it. And then I drove one for the first time, and it all just made sense, which is why I feel like it's kind of hard to relay the message of the Volvo from just the camera, because let's be honest, this isn't the most exciting looking interior, and I wouldn't expect it to be in a car like a Volvo. We do have a lot of nice materials in here. We have this nice open pore wood. The top of our dash is stitched, which looks very nice. The infotainment screen, it's okay. It's gotten better over the last few years. Our climate control is still in it, so of course I don't love that too much, though it does all stay in one spot at the bottom of the screen, and we do have quite a nice volume knob as well. But I love what Volvo stands for. I love how they drive. And right now we're rolling in electric mode. We got our 1 mile of electric range left. So here's our trip from this week. We have driven 553 miles in this Volvo. We have been driving everywhere in this thing. Combined MPG from our entire trip, 33.5 MPG.
Wow.
Now, that is a little optimistic considering Volvo does average in the electric driving, but we've only charged this thing up twice. We got it with a full range of 41 miles, which is how far this car can drive in pure electric form, 41 miles. And we charged it up once at Charlie's place, but it only got up to like 20 miles. So we've probably only driven like 60 miles of EV, not counting, when the car has been able to regen, but I would kind of figure that into this. So overall, 33.5 MPG over the last 500 or so miles. Pretty dang impressive. So far today, 24.9 MPG. So in a section like this where we're going downhill, you can see we have this gauge here on the right-hand side, which shows you how much regen you're producing, or how much you are regenning, whatever you want to say. This car does a good job as well transitioning from electric to full ICE mode. As far as NVH goes, not too bad. We do have 19-inch wheels on this car, so you can't expect it to be completely silent. Of course, we have a thinner sidewall on that tire, but it seems to be doing a pretty good job. I love driving on California canyon roads. Even if you're in some traffic, it's just so cool to have like a little bit of a view, something to look at while you're driving besides just nothingness.
Yeah,
a bit of a tunnel.
Whee.
That actually brings up another point I've just thought of. I appreciate how this car, 455 horsepower, 523 pound-feet of torque, but it's not egging me on to speed. It's almost just like, are you sure? Are you sure you would like 523 pound-feet, sir? And then if you keep your foot down a little bit longer, all right, and then it delivers it all to you. So it's just such a proper, oh yeah, speaking of proper, look at that. This actually probably looks a lot better on camera because when it's super sunny out, it kind of blows out the GoPro.
Wow, look at that.
Very pretty. Let's try out our steering feel firm. I usually don't do this in Volvos, but we'll give it a try today. Even the light steering has a pretty good feel to it. You don't feel like you're swimming in the steering rack, which is nice. But if you do really desperately want to do some performance driving, this Volvo S60 does have a good chassis and the firmed up steering feel. It's nice for something like up here, and then when you get back down to the parking lot, turn it back off, and you can maneuver with ease.
I don't think we should ever leave.
California?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, California seems more like a treat because we're only out here for a few weeks out of the year, whereas if we lived out here, it probably wouldn't be as special.
Yeah.
So, but I agree. I'm not doubting that. Every time I come out here, I'm like, oh, I just want to stay. just a nice bit of ASMR for the viewers.
Yeah, the rain.
Use this video to fall asleep. You have something you can chew in my ear?
No.
Should we do a sound system test? We have to. So we have a number of different modes here: studio, stage, and room, which gives us a concert hall and a jazz club. We'll go through all of it. We'll do like 10 seconds of each. We are turning on to PCH. Here's concert hall. So, I mean, just the coolest sound system modes here. Being able to go from concert hall, jazz club, to stage, to studio, to being able to aim which seat you want it to be on is just, this sound system truly is unmatched. And of course, it's a little bit harder to hear it over the binaural audio, but it gives you a pretty dang good idea of just how impressive this system is. And whenever I drive one of these and get out of it, every other sound system sounds like crap for the next couple of weeks until my brain readjusts to what a normal sound system sounds like. Well, we're gonna go to like this little kind of beachside Malibu place for lunch. Get some strawberry matcha.
Yes.
Well, I'm not gonna get strawberry matcha, but I'll watch you get a strawberry matcha. I was gonna do a bit of an acceleration, but the California risers are right there, so we'll just do a turning circle test. Give it a little bit of an acceleration here. Just up to 45, there we go. Again, if you guys want to see flat out performance of the S60 T8, I do have a proper like back road drive on this car where we give it the full beans. But just want to talk about what this thing's been like to live with. It's been an absolute treat. All 4 doors have proxy key. That's a big thing too. Love it. It's just been nice, you know, maneuvering around parking structures with the light steering. It's a nice enough size to park essentially anywhere. And sedans are underrated. People don't pay enough attention to sedans, and pretty soon they're all going to be gone. So buy yourself a sedan. You don't need an SUV. I'd have
I'll get one after my 60.
You should get one, yeah. I'd have a Volvo S60
I would have this.
or a V60, which is the wagon version, which is excellent.
I do believe you have to pay to park.
Oh, absolutely. You have to pay to park. You have to pay to park everywhere in California. Do I have to pay him?
I believe so. $15.
Well, that's just how it is. You got
I
it 20?
don't have cash.
Okay. Hello. Do you take card?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead, any open.
Great, thank you. All right.
Should we park next to
to the, what is that color? I forgot what that color is called.
It's Albina though, no?
No, it's an M4, dear.
M4 with the thing, with the hair, the
Heritage badge.
badging always serves.
Let's go ahead and use our parking cameras. Use the 360 camera. We've got quite a bit of room to pull up. That's it.
Here we are.
Park. Use our parking brake, and we'll use our little switch to turn the car off.
Fancy.
I love that. I love how it's not just a button, it's a little turn switch. Okay, let's take one last look at this magnificent daily driver. Cool, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the Volvo S60, comment below. And again, I know I've said it a million times, but if you want to get like a full driving impression video of this car, head over to the description as well. I'll have my other video linked of a bit of a back road drive here. But it's been a great week with this car. Leaving California in a couple days. It's going to be sad to leave this thing behind. Hopefully we'll have another one in Michigan. But as for now, that's going to wrap it up. I'm going to go have some lunch here in Malibu, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night or morning or whatever's going on. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. We just hit 30,000 subs. Unbelievable. And I'm just super happy. So thank you guys again, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.